Jaya Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Gaurachandra Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Jaya Gadadhar Jaya Srinivas Jaya Mukunda Vasudevi Jaya Hari Das.
Hare Krishna. Welcome, dear devotees. Thank you so much for joining us today on the GBC SPT platform. You all have been continuing this journey with us where we're discussing various different topics. Today, our topic is every town and village, where how devotees can use preaching and caring for devotees and how they go hand in hand. So we have our Radhika Kripa Devi Dasi. Hare Krishna, Radhika Kripa Prabhu. Please accept my humble obeisances.
Hare Krishna. Please accept mine too.
Jai. Thank you for joining us today on the GBC SPT platform.
Thank you. Thank you very much for inviting.
So for Radhika Kripa Devi, it has been practicing Krishna consciousness for over 2 decades and has been dedicatedly serving. She currently resides in New Delhi. And on the instruction of her Guru Maharaj, who is His Holiness Gopala Krishna Goswami Maharaj, she has been an avid book distributor. In the year 2022 itself, she has distributed over 626 Srimad Bhagavatam sets and over 14,000 Bhagavad Gitas, and of course Chaitanya Charitamrita sets. And she's been a wonderful inspiration to many. She's been conducting sessions on Zoom, encouraging devotees in their Krishna consciousness and preaching widely. So she's actually used the pandemic to the advantage of the entire world because she's able to reach so many more and inspire so many more different souls from different parts of the world. It's a great honor to welcome you on this platform, Radhika Kripa Devi, and to hear from you. I request all our viewers, if you have any questions, please post them in our chat, and we would take that towards the end of the session. So I turn it over to you, Radhika Kripa Prabhu. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you. Hare Krishna. Today's topic is very wonderful. Actually, the caring for ourselves and caring for others. Srila Prabhupada is actually the personified caring. You can say he's all in all, who taught us. And this starts from in itself from Krishna, Krishna has been actually has shown in the Bhagavad Gita that how caring he is for his devotees, his disciples. And that is coming yat yat achriti shrestha. So he has actually told us, he has given us that how we can care for each and every soul. We should be caring for each and every soul on this planet. And this has come from Srila Prabhupada to us. And this is the lineage, we say the Brahmanic, the bona fide spiritual master that gives us the responsibility that what we should be doing. And care means, I will use an acronym here. Care, actually what care means. C stands for compassion. And A stands for assisting. And R stands for relief. And E for everyone. So it's compassion, assistance, assisting everybody, and giving relief to everybody. So this world, as we know, Krishna tells Arjuna, this is full of distress, full of misery. So everybody is looking for peace and happiness. Everybody wants somebody to take care of him, somebody to give him the surety that he is safe and sound, he's well protected. And Krishna speaks of that in the Bhagavad Gita since the beginning of the Bhagavad Gita. He talks about it. Krishna tells Arjuna everything, that how we can actually be taking care of ourselves and then taking care of others also. He's telling that. He took care of Arjuna. Arjuna is going into depression, he takes care. So it's very, very important for us that we take care of ourselves and we take care of others also. And that, as it said, outreach, we are outreaching others. We have to go to the world, because this is very important for us. As just now you've been introduced, as I have been preaching in pandemic, I took the full use of the pandemic because being a traveling preacher, I was stranded. I could not travel and preach. And then I turned towards the media, the social media that was readily available at home only. And I went online preaching. I took to the uh, YouTube, I took to Facebook, and I started talking about what Srila Prabhupada has given the training. He has trained us that how we should be taking care of others. And that I thought was the dire need of the situation when everybody was actually wanted to get some relief. And the care word that was resounding, it was in my mind coming up back and back again. And I took to it. And then I saw when I went online, many distressed souls started joining me. The numbers reached to 800, 600 online, they were with me. So it was that they joined me, and it was for me, I took the responsibility to give that to them, what I had received 23 years back. And I had that debt, to repay. I always take it on me that it's a debt I have to repay to Srila Prabhupada, which I can never do in many lifetimes. So I took to preaching, and to my surprise, so many new people joined me, and they loved it, what I was giving them. I was talking to them the Bhagavad Gita, and that was going directly to their hearts. And they wanted more and more from me. I could read the questions. I was taking live question answers sessions, and it becomes so I would say I was really it was getting blossoming. It blossomed. And today my Bhagavatam scores, the distribution, the Bhagavad Gita distribution, the Bhagavatam distribution, it has all been due to those people only. They were all new to the Krishna consciousness. They joined me. And when they joined me, so we were all together into it, and they supported me in the book distribution. Wherever they were in the world, they supported me for the book distribution. They understood. They invited Srimad Bhagavatam to their homes. They gifted to their friends. They gifted to their relatives. And thus, it increased manifold. So I have a PPT for you all, which I'll be sharing with you to make us understand that what caring means actually. Caring for yourself while caring for others. So we have to care for ourselves, our sadhana, that how we take care of ourselves and how we will take care of others also. That's important. That's very important for all of us to have a life, a mental life, a life where the mind is very, very calm and soothing. So everybody wants their mind to be very calm and soothing. So how do we get a mind that is very soothing, very calm to make right decisions in life? And pandemic showed us that we have to take right decisions in life. The time is very short for us. So I would go ahead with the first slide of it says, how are you? How are we? First, we should see that how are we? What are we doing exactly? So how are you feeling? How are you functioning? How are you relating? How are you living? How are you being? As a being, how are you? What you are? So that is taking care of yourself. We have to take care of ourselves. And that is very important in our life. And Bhagavad Gita teaches us the spiritual master, the Shiksha Guru, the instructing master, the Srila Prabhupada is the instructing master for whole of the world. And he gives us such a beautiful philosophy. He gives us the commentary on the Bhagavad Gita that teaches us that Krishna is taking care of everybody. Each and every soul Krishna takes care. And Srila Prabhupada, he actually, as I said, he took care of his own disciples, those who joined ISKCON in the early times. He really took care of them like a father. And that is why they are still going so strong, because they got the love and affection of a father. Srila Prabhupada says the spiritual life, if you take spiritual care, the bodily care is automatically done. Our main business is spiritual care. He talks about this in a morning walk in Bombay on 3/11/1975. He says this, the spiritual care, if you take care of you take care of your spiritual life, your life will be, bodily care will be taken automatically. It will be done. And our main business is taking care of the spiritual side. So he gave this business to all of us, the job we all got. And it's a beautiful job, I must tell you. So first we should see how we are going, what we are doing. We should know everything about ourselves. The Bhagavad Gita says that the soul, if you know your soul, you will know the super soul also. Your qualities, the qualities of your soul are actually in quantity, they may be very, very less, but the quality is that of the super soul. So we need that. That's a need of the hour. We should know about our soul. So we'll go to the next slide now. It says, how is everyone else? So care means how we take care of the others. So we should be very, very, it says, we should have empathy, how they are feeling, how they are functioning, how they are relating, how they are living, how are they being. So when we take them as our own, then it will be very easy for us. The Vasudev Kutumbakam. The Kutumbakam means the family. Family means where everybody lives together and they live in a life full of bliss. So when we want to live a life full of bliss, we should be sensitive to others also. And we should not be selfish. That's what we learn in the spiritual life. One should not be selfish. One should show compassion to oneself and show compassion to others also. So that's it. We should be very sensitive to others even. The next slide, please. And then we go ahead. It says here like displacement of ego, defense mechanism, displacement, repression, sublimation, regression. So these all negativity. This all negativity we have to get rid of. And that goes when we are actually in the spiritual life. When we join in the spiritual life, we come to the association of devotees, come in the association of care, where the care is being taken. So the ISKCON temples are said to be the hospitals. They are not just for coming for darshan of the deities. They are actually the hospitals where we can get our problems solved, our health care taken care. So our health is taken care of. So this is all a problem of the health. So we have these negative feelings in us. I won't go in details because we don't have that much of time today. So this is actually the emotions when they come out, the sublimation, the regression, where you have all negativity in you. We want in our lives the negative energy to be replaced by positive energy. So how do we get that? When we ourselves have it and we give it to others, we distribute to others. So we will be doing in this PPT towards the end, that how do we replace this? I will be doing that with you right now. So next slide, please. So focus too much on ourselves is ego boosting. We are boosting our ego. We should not be doing that. Don't focus on your spiritual care, not on your bodily. Because body means we don't want to boost our ego. We want to be humble. So humility comes when the ego is replaced. Ego is replaced by humility. So how humility comes? That's the formula given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Trinadapi sunichaina tarorapi sahishuna amanina manadena kirtaniye sada hari. So ego can be replaced by humility when we become humble, when we take everybody as we become a blade of grass. So we have to learn humility from blade of grass. We have to learn tolerance from the trees. So such beautiful examples, such practical examples are before us. Krishna he's given so many analogies in the Bhagavad Gita. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu even speaks the same language. He's given us the same. So why we are not taking to it? What is the harm in taking to this? Because we want a very peaceful, content life. Whether we are working, whether we are housewives, whether we are big businesses, wherever we are stationed, we want a stress-free life. We don't want a life full of stress. The next slide, please. So displacement of emotions. See, where we are in an arguing nature, where we get distressed by our emotions, get displaced by any misunderstandings coming up, any arguments coming up, difference of opinions coming up. So why this is happening with us? So we often question why this is happening with me, why I have this in me. So how will this go away? How will I really take care of myself? This is the health care, This is care, taking care of yourself and getting strong to take care of others. So when we go deep into the spiritual life, this care will be taken care. We will be able to take care of our emotions. We will be able to take care of everything that is being a hindrance in our peace and a content life. So we want a life that is full of peace, that has got some meaning in it. That comes only and only when we get into a spiritual life, a life which is very well focused. So let's go to the next slide. Repression, where you are repressed, and this is there in this society where your emotions are repressed, you are not able to let them go, and if you let them go, it is in the wrong direction. So how to give a right direction to your thoughts, to your actions? So that is again a part of the spiritual care. So when you enter this temple, the ISKCON temple, and that's why I said the Vedic education, it helps us. And that's why we as being the devotees, that is actually our responsibility, that we should be taking care of ourselves, our sadhana, our bhakti, that how we are doing, our devotional life is going on. We should be very particular about our devotional life, and then we will be able to give this to the others also. That's very, very important. That's the outreach. So the next slide, please. Sublimation, regression, these all I just spoke about, the negative energy. So let the negative energy go and replaced by the positive energy. That's very, very important in life. If you want to make the right decisions, that's extremely important. That we should be filled up with the positive energy. And where we get that positive energy, Krishna gives it. He says in the Bhagavad Gita, he gives so many assurances. He's giving assurance to Arjuna, and through Arjun, the message is coming to us, where he is assuring that Ananya samama chintyato yajanya parupasate. He says, if you do Ananya Bhakti, if you are completely engrossed in me, if you are totally dependent on me, what I'll do, what you lack, I will bring, and what you have, I will protect. So, such a big assurance he's giving. He's really taking care of us. So, that's what we should be doing. We should be giving the same to the world. Yes, once you enter these temples, we will take care of you. We will give you full advice. We will help you. We will take care of your health. We will take care of your mind. We will help you to conquer your mind. So we should be actually helping others. So we should be helping the world. That's our responsibility. That's why we have been given this responsibility by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That's why he said, every town and village, you should go and give my name, preach to others, give them this philosophy to others, because everybody is suffering in this world. And Krishna has really, in so many verses in the Bhagavad Gita, he talks all about this. And then he says, not be envious, be friendly to all. Adveshta sarva bhutanam. He says, be friendly to all. That's what we have to be. Care means where you are compassionate, where you are assisting others. A friend only can assist without unconditional assistance. It's not you have any, you want to derive anything from the other person. You don't want to exploit others. In the material world, it's all exploitation. But we as devotees, we don't want to exploit others. We want to genuinely help others. So our main aim in life is to genuinely help others. Be a friend in a genuine sense. Be sincere. That's why Srila Prabhupada spoke so many times in his purports that don't be a pseudo devotee, become a sincere devotee. So we all want to be sincere devotees. We don't want to be a pseudo devotee. Pseudo means who is fake, and we don't want to be fake devotees. So the next slide, please. Yeah, it's a chain reaction. It's always, every action has a reaction. That's what Krishna talked about. And it's a chain reaction. Your emotions, the mind is actually the birthplace of all the thoughts. And these thoughts are going to be converted into actions. And these actions are called karmas. And the karmas are again going to come back to us. It's a boomerang. The karmic reactions, that's a boomerang. Every karma, what we perform, it's going to come back with a reaction. That's why Krishna said, you just do your duty according to the Bhagavad Gita. You do what the Bhagavad Gita says, what I'm speaking. What is Bhagavad Gita? It's the theistic song sung by him. So they are his words. And he's saying, when you follow my words, you will be at peace. So then you will not have to face the reaction. So we have to be, in any case, follow and be strong on the words of Krishna. He's giving us the right philosophy. He's giving us he's giving us the formula for peace and happiness. He's giving a formula for character building. He's giving a formula for positivity, positive energy to imbibe on us. So it's a chain reaction. What goes in comes out. So if we take Krishna in, we imbibe Krishna, the Hari Nam inside, and what will come out will be the Hari Nam, and it will go to the world. We will be able to give it, distribute it to the world. That's what we have to do. So the next slide. And it says here, it's actually, this world is a stress mess. Yes, everybody is in all what we just discussed, the ego, the sublimation, the regression, displacement of emotions. This is all stress mess. Everybody's in a mess. If you just peep into anybody's life, you would know that there is a lot of mess in it. You just peep into anybody's life. Just speak for one line. Just give them an open heart of yours, a one line that, oh, I have this much of, distress in my life. And you see how the other person opens up. He will open up with all what is happening in his life, in her or his life. They will open up immediately because there is stress in everybody's life. There is a mess. Everybody's life is in a mess. So how do you become strong? The bhakti, actually, when that makes us strong, then what is bhakti actually? What is devotional life? The association of devotees. When we go into the association of devotees, when we are there, we know there is the instructing master, that's the Srila Prabhupada is there with us, and there are the acharyas with us. And then we get the confidence, yes, we can face the world. If you read the stories, the pastimes of the Shad Goswamis, what does it give? It motivates us. It gives us the strength. If they could do it, we can at least do a little bit of that. We can do that, a little bit of it. So the power comes, we are empowered. And it's true that really a person does get empowered. So the devotional life empowers us because who is there at the top? That's Krishna, the source of all energy. So our life is a stress mess. We have to come out of it. So care, again, the word care is very important in our life. It helps us. If we take care of ourselves in a healthy way, we will be able to give the same to others also. So the next slide, please. How to stop this chain reaction? So let's go ahead. Now the remedies are coming for you all. So how do we stop this? The next slide, please. The reflections, one should reflect. That is very important for all of us. We should reflect. We should reflect what we are doing. We should reflect. In fact, in my groups, I every day tell them that in the evening, before going to bed, one must reflect in the whole day what they did. It's like 10 minutes, give it to yourself. Go into the deep and think about what we did the whole day, what I did the whole day, and how much care I took of others. What did I do for myself? And what did I do for others? That's very important. So we don't do simply for ourselves. We preach. Preaching means we are doing for others. And when you take it for yourself, it's actually you are gaining strength. And when you give it to others, you gain strength in abundance. Krishna says that. And everybody can experience it. What you have, when you imbibe the knowledge of the Bhagavad Gita, when you take the knowledge from Srila Prabhupada's commentaries, you become strong. And when you talk about this to others, that's preaching. When you talk about this to others, you gain more strength. You gain the strength in abundance then. So it says this is a treasure, it multiplies. This treasure, when distributed, it multiplies. So reflections is very important. We should actually see in our daily lives that how much we are taking, how much we are giving. What did I do for others today? That is very important. So take care in whichever temple you are, because it's very important. Unless we take care of those who are coming here, then unless we do that, we won't be actually happy ourselves. We have to do it for our happiness. We have to do it to be more strong. It is for ourselves. That's why it says, Krishna said, when you preach, you become dearer to me. So how he says that? Because he says, only my devotees can know me. And he's very happy when people are trying to know him, when people are trying to glorify him. He loves it because he sees that you are helping him in his goal. His goal is that everybody should come back. We are suffering here because we have been separated from him. And he wants everybody to come back. And how everybody can go back to Godhead? Only if we make them aware. So Krishna, through Srila Prabhupada, sent this message to us. And now it's our responsibility to give it to the world. So that's why we have to do the reflection part is very important for us. The next slide. So the self-reflections, self-assessments, self-evaluations, self-care. So this is extremely important for all of us. So we should be doing the self-reflection and the self-assessment, that, as I said earlier, we should be every night, then every end of the every week, end of the every month, we should know what I have done, how much I've given, how much I've taken, what did I do throughout. So we would know throughout. That's how it is. Krishna says, if you remember me at the time of death, you will come to me. And he never told anybody when he will die. So it can come any moment. So self-reflection is very important for us to build our character in a positive way and giving that positivity to the world. So self-reflection, self-assessment, it's all for us. This is all self-care. It all comes under the heading self-care. We are taking care of ourselves. And now we go how we take care of others. So the next slide, please. So inner awareness of our thoughts, feelings, judgments, beliefs, perceptions, that is self-reflection. So know about your thoughts. The birthplace of every thought is the mind. So mind has to play a positive role. But the 99.9% of the people, they are affected by mind. So their mind plays a negative role. Their mind is actually not under their control. So often I have heard in the lectures of my Guru Maharaj, he says, we have given a power of attorney to our mind. Free power of attorney. He can do anything. So don't please give that to your mind. Bring your mind under your control, because it's the place where the health care starts. The mental health, the mind health care starts from there. So the thoughts, they originate from mind. Feelings, emotions, they are all in the mind. The judgments, we are very judgmental. Don't be judgmental. Your beliefs, the superstitions, have the believe in Krishna. Follow Krishna. Follow the words of the spiritual master. Follow the words of Srila Prabhupada. When we have that strong belief, that's why Rupa Goswami started with Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sanktada Bhajan Kriya. So everything started with a faith, If you have little bit of faith also, Krishna says that what happens is Ado Shraddha, you have little bit of faith, then the Bhajan Kriya is going to start when you get the association of devotees. Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sang. So sadhu sang, where is it? Where will you find the sadhu sang? Where will you find the association of devotees? That is the place where the ISKCON temple is, where you find the devotees, because you are assured, yes, they will help me. They will take care of me. So everything, our inner awareness is taken care of by the devotees. So we have to take that responsibility, each one of us, whether we are grastas, whether we are brahmacharis, whether we are sannyasis, whether we are vanaprasthas, anywhere we are located, any ashram we are, it's our responsibility, those who are actually under the shelter of Srila Prabhupada, who are in the ISKCON temples, it's their responsibility. Those who all are connected to the ISKCON, they have to take care of. It's not that you have to be a very senior devotee. It has to be wherever, whatever you have to pass on to others. Take care of the others. So beliefs, perceptions, judgments, this all thoughts, feelings, they all should know, those who enter the temple, yes, this is the right place. This is the place where I'll be taken care of, where I can actually give my heart, talk about myself, talk to others, where he can do that. So it is very important for us that everybody takes this responsibility. So next slide, please. A self-assessment is a commitment. Be respectful to others, responsible for actions, tolerate and let go, seek a mentor, and pray. So this is our self-assessment. We should be actually committed to all this. We should respect others. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. Srinadapi sunichena, tarorapi sahishna. The first two lines I did it. Amanina manadena kirtaniye sada hari. So be respectful to others. Don't ask for respect. Give respect to others. So whosoever enters the temple, respect them. Listen to them. When we listen to them, that means we are giving respect to them. Listen to their problems. Try to be a part of their problems. Try to be with them. Show the solidarity with them. So that is how we become like responsible for actions. And then tolerate and let go. We have to teach them all and seek a mentor. A mentor is very important in life. That's why even the Chaitanya Charitamrita begins with the chapter spiritual master, where the Shiksha Guru, instructing master, then the spiritual master, it's talked about them. So why this is important? Because unless you have a mentor, your life cannot be given a direction. You need a direction in life. When you go ahead, you're in a problem, you're in distress. Arjun was in distress, he was depressed. And then what happened is Krishna came to his rescue. When he surrendered, he took Krishna as his mentor. He says, Shishastyam Shadimam Twam Prapannam. When he said that, I surrendered to you and I opened my heart to you, he opened his heart to Krishna. And then Krishna took over the reins and he guided him. So that is what Krishna did not. Actually, many people ask me sometimes why Krishna never said, yes, you do this. But Krishna always gave him the options. Krishna told him, if you do this, this will be the result. If you do that, that will be the result. Now it's your own decision is going to matter. He gave the independence to him to take the decision. So we have been given the same. We want the training to be given. So when we take care of others, we listen to them, we give them, they open their hearts to us, and we tell them the remedy, what Krishna is telling in the Bhagavad Gita. We give them, and what happens is they take it from us, and now they independently decide, yes, and they start praying. That's what it's said by Rupa Goswami, Ado Shraddha Tado Sadhu Sang Tada Bhajan Kriya. Bhajan Kriya is praying. And when they pray to Krishna, Krishna helps them. And that is true, we all know that. So Krishna blesses them. And that's how the real care starts. That is actually, he's in our hearts, he's in the heart of the other person, he's there. He says, Sarvasacham Hidi Sanvishta Mata Smrti Jnanam Apaunamcha. He's there even in the other person's heart. So he helps them and he helps us to reach to them. So the next slide, please. Self-care, engaging in health-related activities, promoting health and holistic behavior, adopt a healthier lifestyle, and enhance wellness. This has to be practiced. That's the self-care. And that is what we give to others, that we train them for the self-care and then they pass on to others. That's a chain we have to actually be involved into. That we should be trained, we have been trained by our acharyas, and then we give the training, we pass on to others so that they may pass on to others. They first take it, they become well, and they give it to others. So engaging in health-related activities. What is the engaging in health-related activities? The spiritual health we are talking about. We are talking about the health that is of the mind. So these activities are what? Your holistic behavior, that you're chanting, you're eating prasadam, so you're actually becoming healthier. Your mind is becoming healthier, and you adopt a healthier lifestyle, getting early up in the morning, and that is enhancing your wellness. So that's it, what we have to do. And I think so that's over, I believe. Yes, Prabhuji, that's fine. The next slide, please, if it's there. Yeah. Self-evaluation, that comes the last. Checking your strengths and weaknesses, framing weaknesses as opportunities. Enlist accomplishments and struggles, confiding into the mentor. So this is self-evaluation, that you help with yourself also. You have it for yourself and for the others also, so that they may look up to their mentors. So how you take care is passing on this to them. Then they check their strengths and weaknesses. They frame their weaknesses as opportunities. You're actually, in ISKCON, what we are doing, when they enter the temple, we are giving them the forum where they can actually become good in their behavior, perfect in their confidence. Their weaknesses may go away and they become strong people. So how do they become strong? When they take the weaknesses as the opportunities. When you train them in such a way. And when we chant, when we become strong by chanting, that's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said. So Namakari Bahuda, that Krishna has given his names, and his names have been filled with his strength. And with those names, when we take those names, we are also filled with strength. And that strength actually is the backbone for this, that we become healthy mentally and healthy spiritually. And that is very important. That care is very important. So as earlier I said, compassion means when you become compassionate on yourself and you become compassionate on the other jivas also. So that compassion is shown when you show them the right direction and you check your strengths and weaknesses, framing weaknesses as opportunities, and list accomplishments and struggles, confiding into the mentor. That's very important, where you take the guidance from the spiritually more advanced. So three kinds of devotees we know: those who one are, those are they're more advanced than you, one are equivalent to you, one are the new ones. So that chain has to be followed. So you must always look for up towards the ones who are more advanced. Take their association, be with them, take their help, and give to others also. What you have got it, you have to pass on. So that's how the preaching goes on, that we have to outreach to others. Caring is very important. That's a very, very important word. So we have to actually be very, very positive in our spiritual life. And this spiritual life means the life that will sort out all the problems for us. The main problems, the birth, death, and we know that the main problem, the cycle of birth and death. And this spiritual life, what we are talking about, taking care, is actually in this world, when we are in this world also. Because sometimes people will they come and talk to me and they tell me that you talk about the birth and death, but we want to be very at peace right now. We want peace now. We don't want the peace to come later, at the later stage. We want it right now in this life. And how do we get it? So it's very easy. What we have done today, the self evaluation, the self care, this helps us to actually, that's a road to peace. That helps us to get peace. So as often when people say, well, somebody passes away and we say, rest in peace. So I just joke with them. I said, why not live in peace? Why rest in peace? So one should, ISKCON has been a forum, Prabhupada has given us that we all can live in peace. That's why he said, chant and be happy. So peace means happiness. So even Krishna says, Shantasah kuda sukham, without peace, no happiness. So Prabhupada gave that formula, chant and be happy. So when we chant, we take the holy name, we become happy. And when we preach it, we give it to others, others become happy too. So that's what our aim in life is, that we spread, we give, we distribute happiness. And that is not after death, that is before death, while we are living, while we are alive. That's very important. So that's it. The next slide, Prabhuji, is there. There you go. Yeah, that's over. The slides are over. And that's how I think so. We have to take question answers also. If there are any, we will go with them. And this is important in our life, that we take to the care. The care word in our life is very, very important, because we should never forget this acronym: the compassion, the assistance, the relief for everyone. It's not for that this person belongs to this caste, that creed, that gender. No, it's for everybody. For everybody, we have to be the same. Our attitude should be the same. Whether a person belongs to any caste, any creed, any gender, any religion, he is welcome with us. He is totally, Prabhupada opened his arms for everybody. And that's how we have been trained. This training should go on. It should be given to the coming generation, so that when we are gone, they would be giving it to they would be passing it on. And that is the real care. So that's the real care we should be focusing on. And it's not, we don't just care for the body, we care for the soul of the person. That should be our attitude. And so we show compassion, give assistance, give relief to the others, and it's for everyone. And if there are any questions, we can go ahead.
Thank you so much, Mataji. That was a beautiful, beautiful description of how we can balance, our active service, at the same time be empathetic and be compassionate in our speech, in our dealings. So thank you so much for highlighting so many wonderful aspects of compassion and in putting it in context. We have a lot of appreciation from our viewers in terms of very true. There's devotees appreciating. Um, we have someone just saying, too good, Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, very grateful for your time today and for your presentation. Just another thought that was coming to my mind is oftentimes, when you're in a situation of management, um, and this is more pertaining to devotees, to souls that have already become or already practicing Krishna consciousness, are actively involved within our society. So oftentimes in a situation of management, you have to make some hard decisions. And how do you decide, because that sometimes becomes a question of debate, whether this was a compassionate decision, whether you were forgiving, but at the same time you're holding the standards up.
Yes.
So what would your recommendation be, and what would your suggestion be?
You're absolutely right. Because uh, I've been here for 2 decades, and I've seen so many decisions being taken. Sometimes we don't like the decision being taken. Sometimes it seems it's too harsh. Sometimes it's too lenient. We think, why was not that done? Why was it done? So I often have done that, and I have had the opportunity to be with many acharyas, those who are actually in a high position in the management. So I have seen them working. And yes, they have said that it is our job is, when we see something that we think the decision is not right, we should actually approach the authority. That authority is actually taking a decision in a greater cause. They have a greater viewpoint, and we think because we have small minds in a small area. We are just looking at the level, but they look the problem at the bird view level. They go up on the top and then they see, and the decision has to be in the actually always for the betterment of the society. It's for taken in the interest of the society. So if the decision is in the interest of the society, that decision is perfect. It's going for the whether in the society is going to benefit from it. So the decision is perfect. So we should never take it from the personal point of view. Oh yes, it is, for me it was not right what the decision has been taken. But we should always think, yes, it was in the interest of the society as a whole. So the health word, that's a good point you took it out. The health word actually comes from whole. Health means when all your spiritual, your mental, your physical, every way you are healthy. That's whole. The health word is from whole. The whole being should be healthy. So the whole is ISKCON for us. Srila Prabhupada said, ISKCON is my body, it's me, and ISKCON is one. So when it is taken in the interest of the ISKCON, the decision is the best. If we take it as a personal level, it may not suit us. It may go against our wishes. But it is taken in the interest of ISKCON, the interest that is for the betterment, it's for the interest of ISKCON. That is the best decision. That's what I would say. That's I have been trained into. That's the right way to see to a problem. So never we should judge the problem from our point of view. It has to be done from the point of view of ISKCON. That is it for the good of ISKCON, or is it going against the ISKCON? So if it's for ISKCON, it's the best. The decision is going to be the best. So
Sure.
then the management becomes easy. Yeah. Otherwise, it's a tough job. Management job is the most tough job.
It absolutely is. With realization. Um, Another devotee, Ananta Shesh Prabhu, he's asking if you can share how you managed to distribute so many books in a short period of time, and if you have any tips for devotees that are aspiring to do more and more book distribution and share this mercy with many others.
Yes, this is actually, as I told you, I'm an author of a book also. So I have an access to the book. I have an access to the Granth, the Granth Sahib. I'm from a Sikh background, as I said. So it was like what I have learned there. I often tell that I'm practicing in ISKCON. What I learned there, I'm practicing here. I find this the best place to practice. And the practice Actually, the Bhagavad Gita says the practice is the main thing. Your realization, that is the most important part. So what I was doing when the lockdown came, and I had nothing else in my mind other than just preaching, because that was my commitment to my guru. And as my guru said, uh, it's the only way you can actually repay the debt to Srila Prabhupada. That's the only way, the preaching. So I did not want to lose the moments. And I was there, and the people those who joined in, I was telling them all about Srila Prabhupada, all about how Prabhupada said, I live in my books. And I told them that when you take a book of Srila Prabhupada, you're taking Srila Prabhupada home. And when you bring the Srimad Bhagavatam home, you're bringing Krishna home. So it was like I was doing the glories of Bhagavatam then, the glories of Bhagavad Gita with them. And that made it very easy for me to convince them that yes. And they took me that if she is doing it, there must be, because that was the advantage with me being from a different background and taking over to Krishna consciousness. That motivated them also. And that motivation actually made them strong in their devotional life in the pandemic. So they could see the results themselves in the pandemic, that when they were losing hope, and Krishna is giving them the hope, they became strong in their households. They became an exemplary in their households. And if women of the house were joining me, their husbands, used to have sessions with them. The Zoom was a blessing for us. So I had sessions with them, and I did not ask their because somebody may tell, oh, I'm advancing like this. I said, I don't trust you. I want to speak to the family members. So I would talk to their family members and ask them, what changes have you seen in this person who's been with us for the last 6 months? And they would narrate, yes, yes, this change, that change. And that person used to get confidence. See, my family is actually seeing some changes in me. They're admiring me. And they got more motivated. And then the marathon came, and I said that please join in and get Krishna to your homes. Let him enter your homes. Open your hearts. He will enter to your hearts through your homes. And they all readily, when I was informed to do this marathon, it was amazing. I just put on my WhatsApp group that yes, we are starting a marathon for Bhagavatam. Who all want Krishna to their homes? Who all want to invite him? And in an instance, in 10 minutes, first 10 minutes, I had done 40 Bhagavatam sets. They had already sent me messages. Yes, yes, we want one, we want one. And within 1 week, we had done 120 Bhagavatam sets in 2021. And that actually gave more confidence. And then this year, I gave them the targets. Those who had joined me previous year, I said, Prabhupada always said, double it. So go ahead and give to your friends also. And let them also have this opportunity to be blessed. And that happened. They told their friends, their family, yes, join in. And everybody did it with me. And it was amazing. It's actually, I didn't do anything. It's all Krishna who did it. It's all Srila Prabhupada who did it. So Prabhupada says, when your endeavor is there, the mercy flows. So I just put an endeavor that though my husband was down with Corona, he was quarantined at home, and it was the first wave. He was down with Corona, I remember. But I was distributing Bhagavatam sets late in the middle of the night also. My phone used to beep, and I used to be up, and I used to be sending them the links, asking them to go ahead. And they've done very good. They were doing the Bhagavatam, boosting their morale. So, in a way, Corona was a blessing. It was indeed a blessing. And I did not feel anything like that. If my husband had Corona, I did not feel any fear, in my mind. I knew Krishna was there. If I'm doing something for Krishna, Krishna says, I'll reciprocate. Don't worry, I'm there for you. So that confidence was there. And we were praying hard for everybody, those who were suffering at that time, those who had Corona in their homes. But everybody got that. And now the team, my team, the whole group, they are so, I would say, fired up. They're waiting for the next marathon themselves. They say, we are waiting. We are preparing for the marathon to come this year now. They're all ready. They really want it. So you see, it's very, indeed, a blessing. And I would say, if I can do it, anybody can do it. I have not done anything great. I have not done what the brahmacharis and others do. Of course, we were doing it earlier before the pandemic. going on the roads and going to the families, visiting them, convincing them. But this has been a novel experience where I didn't know the people. I had never met them.
Mhm.
The 20, sorry, it was, I'm saying 2021, it was 2020, 2021, and now 2022 Pi Marathon will come this year. So the main thing was I didn't know any one of them. I've just met them recently when we got a prize in the East of Kailash temple here in Delhi. When we just recently on 26th February, we got a prize for our book distribution. So then at that moment, I met many, many of them. They came down, they flew down specially to get the prize. They came from all parts of India. So I met them for the first time, many of them. So it was indeed a blessing.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank
And
you.
it's truly evident that you are an empowered soul for all the wonderful preaching that you're doing. We'll take one last question.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I think here someone is asking if you have any three main steps to practice tolerance and the art of letting go.
Letting go. That's it. So the three main steps. That's what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us so easily. We can do it. We have to just take it from the example. He said, "Trinadapi sunichena tarapi sahishna." Amanina manadena again means giving, always giving respect to others. So respect to others again, it means that you let go, you forgive them. So forgiving is actually difficult, but it becomes easy when we have a bigger goal in view, when we have a bigger goal. And the bigger goal is, again, as I said, that's Krishna. So for Krishna, if we have to say sorry to anybody, it's not a big deal. So we can always forgive others. Saying sorry means forgiving, excusing others for what they have done to us. So they will actually, everybody, they will face their karmas on their own. We don't have to carry the grudge with us. So I remember when I read Sannyasi's story, one of our, there is that, I'm remembering a story where he said that when he was, somebody was in anger and he said bad things, he bad mouthed. He said, I don't want, the sannyasi says is, I don't want to take that what you're giving me because that is garbage. I don't want to take the garbage with me because it becomes a chain reaction. We did in the slide, it's a chain reaction. What we take in, we give out. So if somebody gives some bad words, some negativity to us, it's bound to come out from us also, and it's going to become a chain. So it's best when we don't take it ourselves. And how do we not take it? So when it is not taken, when you are strong enough. And how do we become strong? When we are actually into the spiritual life. This is all the care process. If we are in the care process, we become strong. And when we are strong, we are compassionate ourselves. So that is the compassion you show to yourself. When you forgive others, that's the compassion you show to yourself because you're forgiving other person. So that is how, when some people ask me that, how do we show compassion to ourselves? How we become compassionate to on our own, to ourselves? That is when you forgive others. You become compassionate to yourself because it's the most hard, most difficult thing when you forgive others. It's easy to say, but very difficult. When you have a grudge, when somebody has badmouthed you, or somebody is backbiting you, it's very tough. But when you're doing it for whom? You're doing this for Krishna. So I would say the three steps, what she's asking from me is to practice tolerance. To practice tolerance, to let go, that's the compassion. Again, the same thing. That is, you're showing compassion to yourself, you're assisting yourself in bhakti. That is how. And because you're tolerating that situation, you're tolerating the words of other person, and then at the same time you have to let him go also. You have to not to carry the grudge with you. Don't carry the garbage with you because it's a garbage. Don't take it. Just leave it. And the third, again, that's, as I said, she says, the compassion, assisting, and relief. So you are relieving yourself. You are giving relief to your own self. You want relief. Everybody says, I want peace. I want inner peace. How do we get it? We have to follow this. Show compassion to yourself, assist yourself, and relief. the relief for yourself. So first you take the care of your own self and then give the care to others. So when you give, you're strong enough, you are taking care of your spiritual health, you're healthy, you will be able to give it to others also. If you yourself are unhealthy, how will you give health to others? So that's all I can say. She should be following the first three words of the CARE acronym, CAR. That's it. Haribo.
Thank you, Mataji, for elaborately describing
Mhm.
this and answering this question. Our time has come to an end, but it has been a wonderful experience to hear from you. Thank you so much for joining us on the GBC SPT platform. We're very grateful. And
Thank
thank you
you.
so much to all our. Sorry, did I interrupt you, Mataji?
Thank you very much for inviting me. It's my pleasure and an honor. I was here with you and it was wonderful. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. Thank you so much to all our viewers for joining us today. And please continue to follow the events. Tomorrow we have His Grace Amarendra Prabhu going to join us with a wonderful Krishna Katha. And then we have a series of events up until Gaur Purnima. Please take a moment, if you haven't already, subscribe to our mailing list by signing on to gbcspt.com, to our YouTube and Facebook pages, where you can constantly receive updates about the different events that the SPT team is hosting. Thank you very much, Mataji, again. Thank you so much, Anantashesh Prabhu, who's helping us on our technical aspect today, all the way from Sridham Mayapur. And
Yes.
thank you so much to all our viewers. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai.
Jai.